What is up, guys? It's Phil. It is 30 degrees outside today, which is awesome because it's been, 70, 75 the past 4 days, so I still don't understand Tennessee weather. But check this out. So today, I'm going to do my first unboxing. This is an unboxing of the FESTOOL Domino. It's the 700. I got the full set, and I got the Systainer, which is kind of neato. So I've not ever used one of these before, and I'm very excited to do so. So I'm going to get it unboxed and check out all the features and then give it a whirl. Alright, so we've got the box. Sorry, I had to take my jacket off. It's getting hot now. In here, it's still cold outside. So, let's open this guy up, see what we got. Alright, check out this piece of awesome right here. So, got my receipt and everything. It came with this piece that hooks it up to the evacuator, which they also sell, and it warned me here, make sure you bought one. I did not. Sorry. I probably should, but, don't know what these are, but they're some sort of spacer so that I can get evenly... Oh, yeah, I know exactly what they are, stupid. They're so I can get evenly spaced holes for my dominoes if I'm doing multiple in a row like that. Paper. Registration. That's what I need. Boom. I'll take a look at that. Power cord, obvi. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Alright, let's get it out. So this is kind of cool. This whole little system deal they have, this Systainer, which is a system container, has these little toolboxes that'll fit your dominoes, and they have adjustable slides in them. You can fit your accessories and receipts and stuff, keep it all together. A couple more things in here. This thing that does something, and this thing that does something. So this is an edge guide. It's pretty awesome. I think that's for cutting like 45 and 90 degree deals if I ever need to do that, which I probably will. And then this one is for if you're doing different size, like if I was doing a chair and I needed, I don't want to hold this entire giant tool for like a 2x2 or a 1x2, you slide that into this, and this allows it to cut the domino in that without, cutting it into your hand or just leaving it on the table like an idiot. So the cool thing about this Systainer, as it's called, which is again a system container, I didn't make that up, is I learned quickly as a child that one of the biggest mistakes I ever made when it came to toys, remote control cars, and whatnot was not keeping the packaging. Now that I've got tools, like my 18 volts and stuff, I'd stack around. So I've got the bags that they came with, but I don't have their major packaging. But for example, all of my cameras that I have, I've kept all the packaging, usually because I end up reselling them. But in fact, here's a perfect example. So I got this little drone, and everybody knows you take the box and you rip it open, and after you do that, you take all this plastic and you just throw it away, and then you have this drone and controller. Now the problem is, this thing is very lightweight and pretty easy to break. I've already had to super glue it together a couple times. And then under here you've got screwdrivers and extra things. So I show that to you as an example of, I saved some of the packaging, not all of it, but just this plastic piece that everything sits on. So now I've got storage in the box for all the extra crap, storage to put that thing in, and then just to keep it in place, put it in there. Now I can close this box, and when I'm not using it, it's going to protect this little helicopter from dirt and whatnot. I also have a handle that I can carry it with. So if I ever want to take it with me somewhere, I don't have to worry about breaking it, and I can just put it on the shelf and forget about it. So that's my little example other than my video cameras and photography equipment. For the most part, again, the tools I don't keep a lot, but there's some that I keep the system containers for. So for this, I love this idea. Not only because it comes this way and it looks really cool, but much like that helicopter in there, the box already has, you know, molded packaging. But this is even better than just a crappy little box, because they actually made this so that you can expand to it. So I can get other drill bits that it didn't come with and just put them in here. I don't have to worry about saving the packaging. I've got those trays that we talked about. It's also got a perfect spot for storing all of this stuff if I could ever figure out how to put it back in. There we go, the way that I got it out. It's even got storage for the wrench right here. So this is cool. I like the idea of the system container. They're lockable, they're stackable. So if I ever get any more FESTOOL equipment, then I can have multiple things that stack and lock to each other. And you can see this will actually lock to the bottom of the next one. So you can lock them all and open it. I don't know, it's just really cool. So back to this. So I'm going to read through the instructions and kind of show you how to put it all together and what does what, and we'll go from there. Alright, so first things first. I'm going to read a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to read this. This will give me a lot of good information. Also, because of the price of this thing and how much I know I'm going to be using it, I'm going to go ahead and register this, because if anything happens, I don't want to spend, you know, any more time than I have to dealing with it, and I also don't want to be out of luck because I did something wrong or didn't do it right. And I've had that happen with furniture and other warranties and things like that people claim they have, and then they screw you in the end. So I don't know about FESTOOL. I've never dealt with them as far as that kind of stuff goes. So just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and register this. Now, comes with a 36-month comprehensive warranty, 30-day money-back guarantee, 10-year parts availability, so that's pretty cool. That's, I guess, a guarantee that you'll be able to get parts for this to replace it at least for 10 years. 48-hour repair, which is nice. That means not a lot of downtime. 3 years of free shipping, so in that 36 months, they'll ship it back and forth for free. Service hotline, which is nice, 24/7 online service hub, and also instructional videos, which, no offense FESTOOL, but I get most of mine from YouTube. So, and then warranty information, I won't bore you with that, but I'll do it myself. So first things first, what I already read is a really cool feature I kind of like, the power cord. Now if you notice, the power cord's completely separate. There's a little male end here and a little female end here. And what you're supposed to do is you put it in, and then you turn it, and it locks. Which is really cool in my opinion, because now you're not going to damage the plug while storing it, which I've had happen, and you're also not going to, this plug's not going to pull out. And also if it ever gets damaged here, it's very simple. You just replace the plug. You don't have to send the whole tool back, which is cool, because I've had sanders and stuff that I've dropped while using them, and it rips the cord right out, and I had to go in and do some tool surgery and whatnot. Alright, now that I've got the power cord plugged in, into the machine, it says to remove this piece here. It's transparent. It's not really transparent, it's white. Guard. Alright, cool. And the blue covering under here, it said. Alright, so I got that off. Good to go. Then, I'm supposed to take my wrench, and I know exactly where it is because it's in the Systainer. Pop this little piece up. So lift the unlocking device until it audibly disengages using the open-ended spanner supplied. I suppose that's what that is. So lift up. Boom. Okay. Alright, press and hold the spindle lock. The spindle lock is on this side. Alright, so I got my bit out of the container there. Got a nice protective guard on the end of it, which is good because I already dropped it. So I'm going to put this on. Okay, and then while holding the spindle lock, take this guy, tighten it down. Okay. Didn't really go that far, so I think it's tightened down all the way. I'm going to need to look into sharpening this and how it's sharpened and who sharpens it, because that doesn't look like something I can do myself. Whoop. And this little piece is going to click and it's engaged. Boom. There you go. The first thing you need to do is adjust your height and your angle. So the angle's pretty easy. This lever on the left makes it so that it opens. You can freely adjust between 0 and 90 degrees, or it also locks at the same intervals as, say, your circular saw. So 45, 22 and a half, 0, 70 or 60, something, I don't know, whatever it would be. So you've got those presets to lock in, or 90, which is what I'm going to be doing pretty much 99% of the time. Your most important thing is going to be your height. So on the right hand side we have this lever that you can loosen, and in conjunction with this little pulley thing here, you pull your guide out of the way, and you can adjust this anywhere from 10 to 40 millimeters. And that decides how far down on the wood it's going to go. So for example, I'm going to guess 20 millimeters. That's way too low. Bring this up. I don't really know millimeters versus inches. I know I should, but I'm not good at math. And I'm an American, so imperial is my style. And look at that. That is pretty much right in the middle. So that's where I want to be for this particular tabletop project. So I'm going to leave that locked in at 15 millimeters. Now my fence is down, and I've got that height set. Now before we talk about depth, we're going to talk about this little switch on the side. This allows you to go from 13.5 millimeter swings to 16.5 millimeter swings, which gives you a wider mortise. So if you're doing really tight mortising on, you know, the table legs or something like that, you want to have it at 13.5 so you get real tight fits. If you're doing a breadboard in, like I'm going to be doing, or something where you need it looser, you just flip it like that. Pretty easy operation. Alright, so now I'm going to try and figure out how to set the depth. So it says, push one of these buttons. Oh, there we go. So you push it down and slide, and then you can preset the depth with one of these. So if I want the depth to be, let's say 35 millimeters for one, that's as far as it'll go. 60 millimeters for the other. That way you can adjust and easily switch back and forth between two different depths if you're doing two different depths, or if you're doing two different projects. So really what you want to do is take the length of your domino, divide it in half, and that's where you want to set your depth. Mine are 140 millimeters, which is 5 3/8 inches. So since I'm going into the end of a table here, you know, I want roughly 2.5 or so. 140, I would actually go ahead and set my depth at 70. The reason being, that's exactly half, and that's the deepest that it can go. If I were using a shorter domino, what I could do is put less into the table and more into the breadboard end, if I wanted to. But since I'm using 140 millimeter ones, I can't do that. So I'm going to be digging really deep on all of these, or I could cut these to a smaller length which I would do for putting the tabletop together, but not for the breadboard ends, because I need as much grip as I can get to make these things work properly. I'm going to leave it set at 70. I'm going to slide this guy all the way up to 70, and the buttons pop back out, so there you go. So now I've got my depth set. I've got my height set. I'm going to read a little bit more, but I think I'm ready to get started. From what I just read, everything looks like it's ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and give this a whirl. I'm very excited and also intimidated by this thing. Let's give it a try. It's not exactly centered, so I'm gonna have to do some reading and figure out exactly how to adjust, because I also know my tabletop's not perfect dimensions either. Verdict. This thing's pretty awesome. I need a dust collection system bad, because this thing is not going to last if I let this amount of dust accumulate. But yeah, breadboard end, pretty awesome. I need to get straighter cuts, but again, this was just a practice piece, so I'll use a router and straighten everything out for my next one. But wow, this turned out really good. Something else that I noticed in the warranty that I was reading is that you get a 3-year manufacturer's warranty, and then you get an additional 3-year warranty if you bought from a FESTOOL franchise or supplier. So if you're gonna spend this kind of money, you know, you could go a little bit cheaper and you could buy it used or something like that, but you don't get that extended warranty. And for this much money, to save a little bit of money but not have that warranty, to me it's almost like you're just buying the warranty. So I feel like it's much more worth it to actually get it from a FESTOOL supplier, so that you can get that extended warranty as well. So I'm not exactly sure if I read it right, but it looks to me like it's a full 3-year warranty and then an additional extended limited warranty. I'm not really sure. I need to go back and read all that. But essentially it looks like you get a 6-year warranty if you buy the tool and buy it directly from a supplier new. So for this kind of money, just go ahead and do it. Support one of your local stores that carries these guys. And it's pretty awesome. So I'm going to get to work on my actual tabletop and scrap this one. But I appreciate you guys watching. This has been an awesome experience for me, and I am super, super excited to use this thing like a new little baby. So keep watching. Check out some more videos. I'll have a couple more unboxings and reviews of certain products that I use as I get them. Definitely visit festool.com and check out the Domino system. Check out all of their other stuff, the track saws and whatnot. They've got some really cool industry-leading stuff. So shout out to them, because this is awesome. This has been worth the money and the time and the effort and everything. So if you're gonna do mortise and tenons, breadboard ends and whatnot,